You are now watching the No Cell Roundtable. Here are your hosts, Joe Monroe and Chris Sack.
All right, we're unmuted. All right. Hello, what's going on, folks? Welcome and happy Friday. Welcome to a brand new episode of the No Cell Roundtable. I am actually not going to be your host, but you usually see me on Fridays as the host, as well as my co-host, the Overbooker season.
I'm in my heel persona tonight.
Is it because Rob's back?
No. This is.
He's always a heel when I'm here.
This is because I have booked Nick into a corner, and I booked at least 3 weekends with at least 2 shows each in the next couple of months. So Nick has deemed me the overbooker over on Card Subject to Change.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay. Well, CZ, we're not the host tonight. As anybody can see, front and center, Rusty's going to be the host because he brought up a very interesting game for us to play. Everybody knows the NCAA brackets. We're going to deem this the Rocky's brackets. Sorry, Rusty. Bracket. Rusty, go ahead and explain to the folks at home how this bracket's going to turn out.
All right, so I've created this bracket called the biggest heel turns of all time. And 64 of them, and we're going to pair them up against each other. Start with 64, 32, 16, 8, 2, and on down like the March Madness bracket.
Oh.
And so we got 5 people here, so there won't be a tie. So someone's going to win, so we ain't going to have no ties.
Okay. So we got to match up what you have.
Do what now?
So we got to match up what you have.
Yeah, so I'm going to say this person versus this person, and then y'all got to vote, and then who the majority vote moves on to the next round.
Okay.
Okay. That's
So like number one versus number 8.
okay.
Hulk Hogan joins the NWO, or Austin Idol turns on Jerry Lawler. Which one do you think is better?
Ooh.
Hogan.
I mean,
Hogan.
Hogan's number 1 for a reason, brother.
Yeah.
I don't know. That Austin Idol one, that was a pretty good heel turn.
Oh, it was great, but he's against the Hogan heel turn is the problem.
Yeah.
I guess you got a point there. So yeah, I guess Hogan would win in that case.
Though I will point out as a sidebar, as I took Intro to Booking 101, and one of our homework assignments was to dissect that turn and then the resultant hair versus hair match.
Really?
Okay, so we got 2 for Hogan. Samp, what do you got?
Hogan, brother.
Okay, so that's automatically a win there because that's 3-2 if y'all voted for Austin Idol, Bear, and CZ. All right, let me write that
You
down.
get a vote. What the hell, Rusty?
All right, so Bear, I'm going to go to you first this time. The Shane Douglas NWA turn or the Freebirds turn on the Von Erichs?
Ooh.
Got to be the Freebirds turn on the Von Erichs.
Okay, CZ?
Man, you're hitting us with tough ones right off the bat, but I think I got to go with the Freebirds and the Von Erichs.
Okay, that's 2. Rob, what do you want?
Oh yeah, this one's really hard because both ushered in like an unrivaled period of popularity for their respective areas. But I am just going to slightly dissent, like 51-49. Say it was Shane Douglas tossing the NWA championship.
Oh, okay. Sam or Joe, which one do y'all want to pick?
Sam, you want?
Well, for me, I'm gonna go Freebirds. For me, I'm going Freebirds only for the fact that I remember watching it as a kid, and it was just, it was just crazy at that time, right? So, as a little kid, the excitement that I felt, it was the Freebirds for me.
Okay. So Freebirds move on to the next round.
Yeah, I'm going to be undecided on that one.
That was a coin flip right there.
Yeah, that one's like. And you, Rusty, why would you give us?
The main reason why for me going with the Freebird is because how Terry Gordy slammed that damn cage into his head. Oh my
Yeah.
god!
And the fact that it was in a cage as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair point.
Okay, go ahead.
No, that's a fair point.
Okay. So Ciampa and Gargano versus Ole Anderson breaking Dusty Rhodes' leg. I see that smoke coming out your head already, Bear. Who wants to pick first?
You know, you're hitting me where it hurts because Gargano and Ciampa are two of my all-time favorites, and why, Rusty? Why? Just because I have a soft spot for both of them, I got to go with Gargano and Ciampa.
Okay. Who's next? Sam, Rob, Joe?
And if you want,
You know what? Anytime there's broken bones involved, I gotta go old school, man. Ole and Dusty for me.
Okay, so that's 1-1. Joe?
I mean,
or Rob?
I was going to break out the symbol of excellence. 4. So I'm voting for Ole because,
I mean, both are so iconic in their own way. I mean, you know, the God. I'm an old school guy though, but I gotta go. You know, Dusty getting his leg broke by the horse. Come on.
Okay, so that's 3 right there. So let's move them over to the next round. All right, here's another one. Jericho on HBK, where he punches Sean's wife, or Larry Sabisco turn on Bruno Sammartino.
Oh,
There, go ahead.
I hate being in this position, but Larry Sabisco was his little mentor. I mean, Bruno. It got to be Bruno and Larry. It got to be.
All right, Joe.
Damn. Yeah, Bruno. It's got to be Bruno, Larry.
Yeah, that's 2. CZ.
Tag team partner calling me out.
you try to be a ref every now and again, so obviously you're biased.
That's fair. No, Larry Zbyszko, hands down.
All right, so that means Larry and Bruno over.
Larry turned that into like an entire career. I crippled Bruno Sammartino, and he's still, even when he's being in the Dangerous Alliance, was still crowing about that.
And anybody who know history knew how much that really meant to break Sammartino's leg. I mean, hell.
So I'm kind of mixing these up so y'all don't kind of say, okay, well, these two are going to be against each other.
Right.
All right, so the next one, the Mega Powers explode, or Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay.
Oh,
Sam, why don't you take this one first, buddy?
Sam, go ahead, buddy.
You know, Mega Powers explode again. It's nostalgia for me, man. I mean, yeah, for what it's worth, it was just that drama. Saturday night's main event, all of it, loved it. Set up WrestleMania 4, right? So it was what it was.
All right, who wants to chime in next?
It's obviously Mega Powers Explode because it's one of the most iconic visages in wrestling. I mean, not only the formation, but the explosion. Both were equally iconic. And also, might I add, fuck Will Ospreay.
No, this is like
I covered my mouth. It's fine.
so
So that's 2 for Mega
I'm
Powers.
gonna go. and I know it's gonna be surprising, but I see the lust in your eyes, Rusty. Yeah, brother.
You got lust in your eyes, brother. Ooh, yeah.
All right, so the Mega Powers move on. All right, so let's see. Like I said, I'm gonna mix it up a little bit.
That Macho Man kind of carried that rivalry. Is that just me?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the next one is Bully Ray at Lockdown when he was with Aces and Eights on TNA.
That's a good one.
Or Eric Bischoff's heel turn on WCW.
That's kind of equal, Rusty. That's a good one.
No, man, Bully Ray turn was unexpected. They played it perfectly. I got to go with Bully Ray. Plus, I think when Bischoff turned, it was the start of the fall of NWO. It screwed the whole thing up, in my opinion.
Right.
Okay, so that's one for Bully Ray.
I got to agree with Bear. That Bully Ray turn was one of those very few unexpected. You thought at first it was going to be Bully Ray. Then he kept getting beaten down by the Aces and Eights throughout the weeks, leading up to Lockdown. Then when Lockdown happened and he got thrown that ball peen hammer, everybody was like, what in the heck is going on? Boom. I'll always stand by that the Aces and Eights is one of the most underrated factions in history. But
I love the Aces and Eights.
My vote for the Bully Ray turn was going to be that was the only thing good out of the Aces.
oh, what the heck, Bob?
Garrett Bischoff, 2 words, sinks it all.
All right, so Austin joins Vince McMahon, or the Kevin Owens and Jericho Festival of Friends.
Ooh.
Festival of Friendship was done so well.
It was.
It was such a great moment. So and then no one wanted to see Austin turn heel. So like it failed because of no one wanted it. It was shocking, but still no one cared about it. So I mean they cared, but for the wrong reasons. But yeah, so I'm voting Festival of Friendship. KO Jericho.
Okay. CZ.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. The Austin heel turn, while memorable, it's memorable for all the wrong reasons, in my opinion. So it's got to be the Festival of Friendship, Jericho and KO.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you got?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go. You made the list, man, because it led up to being match number 2 on WrestleMania, which Jericho hated, and was probably one of the reasons why he left the WWE. But I thought that was just so much more fun, and yeah.
All right.
And with Austin, it felt like they were trying to emulate something again from the past, and like you guys all said, it didn't work, right?
Right.
Okay, so the next one we got is Seth Rollins turning on the Shield, or Orndorff turning on Hogan.
I feel Seth Rollins' Shield. Looking from a historic aspect, that's still one of the biggest betrayals and heel turns in wrestling history. So
it's been over 10 years, and they're still talking about it.
Oh yeah, they're still making storyline out of it. So
yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, like you at least once a month it seems like they're still showing that clip on WWE television of Seth buying in and hitting Roman with the chair. So got to go with the implosion of the Shield.
Sam Bear, CZ.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm gonna go Shield, man. I mean, you just look at the trajectory of all 3 men and where they went after that, and usually when a breakup like that happens, only one guy will kind of, get somewhere. The other guys will kind of falter mid card, lower card, but all 3 guys had stellar careers after. So you know, just kind of propelled them all to just different levels. I mean, we've seen it, right?
And weren't they all like world champs at the same time at one point?
In
Yep.
one night.
One night, all three held the title.
Yeah.
Okay.
And hell, who didn't turn on Hogan? So, you know.
That's where the money was, brother.
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 This is my favorite matchup right here. New Day's turn on Big E
That still hurts my soul.
or Mark Henry's salmon jacket.
Ooh. Ah.
I got to say it. Baby, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. That was by far, that was, in my opinion, that is better than Cena. It's better than Hogan. That was just, that you could not have people sucked in so deep as well as Mark Henry had everybody. And if you say you saw it coming, you're lying.
Different.
I did not see that coming at the end where he slammed Cena and goes, I still got more in the tank.
Oh, dear Lord. Steph, what do you think?
Me, man, it has to be Simon Code all the way, man. The fact that he cried even. You know, the tears, everything. There's no way around that one. The man sold it perfectly. There was no way you could deny that was an awesome heel turn.
Oh,
No. I
Yeah.
guess it's majority here, huh? Everybody will say it.
Yeah.
Jacket. Pat, next.
Yeah.
Okay, Andre's turn on Hogan
Ooh.
or Dom Mysterio turn on Ray.
I mean, to be fair, Ray got on the internet and said he was going to beat his children. So, is it really a heel turn if you're just defending yourself from former child abuse?
I got the challenge you for a world title match at WrestleMania. You know, that right there is iconic within itself. So I gotta go Andre turning on Hogan. Plus when Bobby the Brain Heenan walked out with him, that was chef's kiss.
What are you doing with that weasel, brother?
So, Rob, did you say Andre and Hogan, or did you say Dom?
I'm going Andre and Hogan.
Okay, that's two. CZ.
Yeah, I gotta keep up the trend here. Andre and Hogan just such a huge historical moment. I mean, not to take away from the New Day, that hurt the way they did that to Big E, but for the historical value, Andre turning on Hogan wins hands down.
Okay. Stephanie and Triple H versus Mariah May and Toni Storm.
Oh. What Stephanie and Triple H you talking about? Are you talking about Stephanie siding with Triple H during their Vince McMahon match, or which one?
When I researched all this, it didn't give me a specific one. I'm guessing Stephanie turned on Triple H.
Oh, with Jericho.
With Jericho? Okay.
Yes.
No. Oh, if we go with Jericho, we gotta like that. Nah. Like it's obviously the Hollywood ending. Hollywood ending all the way.
That Hollywood ending was great. Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta agree.
Yeah, definitely Mariah May. Even though, and here's the best part of it. We saw it coming, but it still was powerful.
It was iconic.
RJ City needs to be in every Hall of Fame just for that alone.
Yeah.
He was the mastermind of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Plus, I mean,
All right.
Come on.
They made Luther relevant again. I miss Luther.
His facial expression, he don't have to say a thing. His facial expressions during interviews is priceless.
He went to the school of My mind went blank thinking of Paulie Dangerously because his facial expressions is just perfect.
Okay, so we got 5 more out of the 64. Then we'll have our 32. Okay, this one's gonna make you. This one's gonna make you think. Terry Funk turns on Ric Flair, or the barbershop window.
Oh, why would you do this to us?
Oh,
First of all, shame on you. Shame on you, sir, for pairing those two together. Second of all, the barbershop window was not a heel turn.
Yeah, that
Marty
Coward Jannetty
Jannetty
jumped through the window.
cowardly threw himself through that window. No, I got to go with Shawn Michaels and Jannetty on this one.
Okay.
I don't know though because
this is going to be another 49-51 kind of thing where you just flip the coin and
Punk turn on Flair.
I'm gonna go with Shawn and Marty too. As much as I love Flair and the Funker, but you knew. I mean, if you knew anything about Terry Funk, you knew he was gonna turn on Flair.
Yeah,
It was just a given.
that's
So
a point.
that's why I got to go with Shawn.
But you got to kind of we didn't know how the actions were going to be, but you kind of knew that Shawn was going to turn on Marty.
yeah, because they had been building up to that point.
Yeah.
But
I mean-
I guess the better question is which one was better executed, and if that's the case, then the barbershop window, hands down. Without doubt.
Well, if you go like that though, getting the bag put over his head.
True.
But
See,
I'm
Joe?
sticking with Shawn. I'm sticking with Shawn and Marty.
Yeah, I gotta stick. I gotta go Shawn and Marty too.
Okay. See, Joe, now you know why I didn't want to send the bracket out to everybody.
Yeah.
That makes
You
if
turned
you
heel
was
on
with
us,
the bracket,
Rusty.
I would have been.
Rusty stays
All
till
right.
freaking the damn watch along, making fun of referees that are overweight.
I mean, refs are filled with bias and should be mocked at all times. Yeah, I'll give him that one.
All right. So we have Cena's turn on Cody or Prince Devitt Bullet Club.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Samp will be right back, guys. He's setting up real quick.
I'm just gonna go with Cena and Cody because as much as I know about the Bullet Club and how they got together, I just never really seen it, and what I've seen just doesn't hit for me because I wasn't in New Japan wrestling that much at the time.
You know, damn, that's good. See, both were unexpected because even though everybody knew on the internet at the time that Devitt was going to go to WWE, but we didn't know he was literally going to get kicked out of Bullet Club. But then again, the Cena turn was very well executed. Damn. I can't believe I'm saying it. I personally like the Bullet Club turn on Devitt.
CZ?
So here's my thoughts on this. I'm with Bear. I'm not a follower of New Japan as much as I'd like to be, but both are pretty big. But you take a guy like Cena who 20 years in the business refused to turn heel. He had opportunity after opportunity. He just said, no, I'm not going to do it. And then finally when we finally accept that he's never going to do the heel turn, he does the heel turn. That to me edges this one out.
Stop. Time out. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brock Spoilers here.
What's
You're welcome.
going on, sir?
You're welcome. What's up, guys?
Where'd Sam go?
Oh, no. So, Brox, have you been watching?
Here and there. I'm setting up for our show tomorrow here at the school, and I just kind of been listening in the background. So I've heard a lot of yelling. I've heard a lot of disagreements. I've heard Rusty talk about how he doesn't want to release the bracket early because of all the hoopla going on. So I've heard some stuff, but not all of it.
All right, so everybody's in consensus with Cena turning on Cody.
I will just say, though, the greatest crime of Cena's heel turn is that we didn't get the singlet that he commissioned 10 years ago for a heel turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely. That I was looking forward to new music, everything, and I was disappointed not getting it, but I still won't knock it.
All right, here's another one I'm probably going to get shunned on. Sergeant Slaughter turns on the USA, or Barry Windham turning on Lex Luger.
That wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
No.
Yeah, Luger and Barry, that was just
Again,
beautiful.
sign of excellence.
Agreed.
Yeah. Now, I do have a question playing catch up if I can.
Yeah.
Are they seated or is it just matchups? Is that what we're doing here?
I've got numbers. I've got numbers on them.
Yeah, Rusty's got the brackets. We've just not been properly allowed to see them well.
That's why you're the idea man, Rusty. I love it.
Hey, wasn't it Rusty's independent wrestlers on the watch along?
Yep.
It was something like that. I can't remember exactly how it went down, but it was in that ballpark. Yes.
I've got a copy of the email I sent Brady, and it says, Preston and I can send an email to Vince McMahon right now and tell him that all of his ideas for the year were mine, and it would look like that I did that, right? Like, come on now, that's the point. Email, whatever, Rusty. Come on, get out of here. All right. So this one's probably going to be a give me. Terry Taylor's turn on World Class or the Screw Job.
Screw job.
Screw job.
Yeah.
Which was my idea, by the way. Just so y'all know, I can show you that was my idea. That was all me. I did that. That was all.
Now,
Yeah, my idea was to drop the belt to Freddie Joe Floyd.
So the last one of the 64. Roman Reigns Tribal Chief or AJ Styles TNA Fortune turn.
Ooh.
It's
one of the only times you'll see me do this.
Put that thing down. Put that thing down. No. That's a tough
I
one.
use the wrong finger. Usually it's that one, but
We're gonna go with
Just gotta
Roman
turn
Reigns.
around.
Or is that how they
What did
did?
you say, Steve?
That's something completely different, Joe.
Sorry. Like
It's a
that.
family show, buddy. It's a family show.
No, it's not. It's late. Not. It's my.
So, Sam, you say Roman?
Yeah, man. Again, just because the feud that he had with the Brock and the amount of shit that Paul Heyman did to him as well, to join forces with him like that, just kind of came out of nowhere, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they were in that interview or that promo and it just pans over and you see Paul Heyman, perfection, in my opinion.
Indeed, Desmond Wolfe, aka my favorite wrestler, was definitely part of Fortune. For those that don't know who Desmond Wolfe was in TNA, that's Nigel McGuinness. You inconsiderate swine.
Okay, so on to the second round. Let's see here. Where should I start? Okay, we'll start with this one. The Owens Festival of Friends or Mark Henry's Salmon Jacket.
The jacket.
Salmon jacket.
Yeah, all day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Salmon jacket.
Yeah. Why is my name?
Okay. Ole Anderson breaks Dusty's leg or Larry Sabisco on Bruno?
Oh God.
God, Rusty.
Ooh.
Hey, y'all are picking this, not
Yeah, I
me.
guess they were in round 2 though, so it's going to get progressively harder now. That's the problem.
Right.
We were mostly going for easy
But
questions.
it's funny. But it's funny. Both of them got broken legs involved.
Yeah.
That's a tough one here now, right?
But I guess when in doubt, we default to the symbol of excellence.
I gotta agree with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 3
And
for the
let me add, every time Rob speaks, I hear Mikey V, and I get excited. Like he sounds just like Mikey V.
Don't curse Mike like that.
Rob seems like a fine person here, but he sounds like Mikey
I'm the
V.
voice of
Man.
reason. Let's be real.
Listen,
Yeah, Mikey V is our co-host on our watch along.
And a wonderful man. I'm giving you a compliment, Rob, just so you know.
Yay.
I love Mikey V. I love Mikey V. That's my guy.
you're
So
Mikey.
Tune in Sunday mornings for the wrestling news with Mikey V.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm offended that
So
you're giving
everybody
Rob a
on,
compliment.
that guy's got 2 shows. How did that happen?
I'm the baby face of this group, man. Come on.
Okay.
So you're saying Ole?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Lex Luger or the Mega Powers?
Oh,
Mega Powers.
damn.
Oh. Yeah, Mega Powers.
Mega Powers for me. Yeah. I hesitate for just a split second, but I think it's the Mega Powers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
2 for the Mega Powers, 1 for
I gotta go
Luger.
Mega Powers.
That's 3. CZ, you've been pretty quiet.
I got to say the Mega Powers on this one.
All right. Well, Mega Powers move on.
I'm still reeling over the fact that someone complimented Rob.
I'm just sad that that's the one week I didn't do the box of gimmicks, and now I'm
Hang on a second. To be fair, give me 5 minutes and I'll have him hating my guts. Like that's how I work. Okay.
Let
Give
me
me
tell
5
you
minutes.
about
Robin the Beaver Cleveland.
No, I am Chaz. I'm just running around in my box, just having a good time. I am Chaz.
Is it Beaver Cleaver or Beaver Cleavage?
Cleavage.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough.
Beaver
Fair play.
Cleavage.
Okay.
Brox. Let me tell
All
you. Let me tell you about Rob. Rob is a gimmick stealing, ref hating SOB.
Fair enough.
Well, hang on. Rusty is an ideal stealing, referee bashing, goody two shoes. That's what Rusty is. Okay. So I don't want to. I'm just saying. If talk about heel turns, Rusty wins this. I'm out. Rusty wins this heel turn. That's what it is. Rusty wins the heel turn.
Well, based on everything I'm hearing, I'm glad I'm in Canada.
You know us Americans are angry and violent.
I'll be honest. No. With all due respect, I mean, I live really close to the border, right? So I grew up near Seattle, Washington State, my whole life, and I'll be honest, man. Some of the nicest people I've met have been in small towns in America, like the sweetest, kindest people. So I think a lot of people have a really bad interpretation, man.
Oh,
Except for Joe Monroe. Joe Monroe lives in a town about this big, and he's kind of a jerk. Hey,
No,
can
man,
I-
he's Joe
Can I can I take
Monroe.
Can I take a quick poll real quick just before we go any further? Does anyone think that Joe and I look like brothers?
I was gonna say more like cousins, but brothers
Yeah, I'll
work
go
too.
cousin.
Fair, listen, this isn't West Virginia. That ain't how it works. And Rob, remember I complimented you, bud. I complimented you, man.
it's obvious I'm better looking.
Listen, it might be
Okay.
late night. Don't lie to the people.
Okay,
Don't lie to them.
Rusty, I'm gonna say Rusty continue before we go down a rabbit hole. We'll never be able to come back.
I'm
from.
sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Okay. John Cena's turn on Cody or Bully Ray's lockdown.
Both were unexpected. Damn. I gotta go Bully Ray lockdown still.
I'm gonna go with Cena, just because aces and eights, man.
I'm Cena. It's for Cena for me, man. Cena. I don't think anyone saw. I don't know what you guys said earlier, but if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. But
It's
in this last year. I don't think anyone saw it. I mean, I'm sure people was like, "Oh, I said that was good." No, Cena for me. Cena.
well, the same can be said about Bully Ray and Lockdown.
Very true. Very true. But taking in consideration, Bully Ray kind of played defense at different times on both sides of that good versus evil, right? Cena never did. Cena never played good versus evil. He was always the guy. So when he goes bad, it's like, holy crap, So that would be for me. That's just my opinion.
All right, so we got two for Bully and one for Cena.
2 for Cena.
2 for Cena. I
Two
said
for
Cena.
Cena.
You can add a
2
third
for
for
Cena.
Cena.
You can add a 4th.
Okay, so Cena moves on.
Sam, we tried. Sorry, Bully.
We tried, man. We tried. The reason I went with that is that I think that was still one of the best parts of TNA of all their storylines and everything. That's what made it more memorable for me. I mean, at the time, it was just because of what we had available to us outside of WWE. That was just a great storyline.
Yeah, it was. And they executed it so well.
Well, that's it. Right? So, I mean, that's why I went that way. But hey, man, majority rules.
Great reasoning, though. I mean, really, that's
I said it in round 1. Like, that was the only good thing to come out of Aces and Eights was the Bully Ray heel turn.
Dude, Rock, what the hell, dude? I want
to Garrett Bischoff. That's all I have to say about Aces and Eights.
One of these episodes of No Surround Top was just going to be on Aces and Eights, and Rock going to be forced to be on.
Hey, actually, a couple years ago for the Confusion Patreon, I actually ranked the members of Aces and Eights.
Oh, good lord!
So that was hard for you because you keep saying Bischoff, but don't forget West
Briscoe.
Briscoe, yeah. No, I ranked them like the 2 last.
Of course,
like, that was like Bischoff was like 14, Briscoe was 13.
I mean, but you also got to remember when Taz came off the announce table and revealed a member. That was pretty awesome too.
I mean, I laughed so hard at it because he was such a nerd about it. Oh, is it me? Is it just getting hot in here, Cole? Oh, look, I'm wearing leather. I'm wearing leather to a wedding, Cole. Look at me, leather wearing Jones over here.
All right, we got about 4 more in round 2. Okay, the barbershop window or Mariah May on Tony Storm.
Oh.
Got to be the barbershop.
I can't disagree with that. It's got to be the barbershop.
Closer than it should, though. I'm with the barbershop, but it's closer than it should be.
Yeah.
For me.
I got
51%.
Yeah, it's the 51-49.
Barbershop. Barbershop.
Yeah.
That coward Jannetty just burned into our skulls.
You know, the workhorse of the Rockers, Marty Jannetty.
Okay. The screw job or Roman Reigns tribal chief.
Oh.
See, this one is close for me. This is screw job. This is not close for me.
Ring the effing bell.
Yeah.
Screw job.
Yeah.
Screw job.
Yeah.
So let's move over here. So we got Andre turning on Hogan or Seth turning on the Shield.
Damn it, Rusty.
Ooh.
Andre
It's
Hogan.
going to get worse from here, Joe. Just so you know,
Yeah.
like the next round's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andre Hogan.
I'm going to go with the Shield.
I'm
so torn because the Shield happened more than once, right? Like,
yeah.
I
don't know though. Like we were saying earlier, Brox. Like they're still talking about it, but people are also still talking. Andre turned heel.
I mean, they talk about WrestleMania 3 more than the actual heel turn, so I'm going to go with the Shield.
Yeah.
Are we talking now? So we're talking about the first turn that Shield ever had, right? Seth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say the Shield then. Yes. Yeah.
I think that wins it, Rusty. The Shield.
Yep. I believe the Shield takes it.
Sorry, Dre.
Believe in the Shield.
All right, and the last one in the second round is Hogan turns or joins NWO or the Freebirds and the Von Erichs.
Freebirds Von Erichs.
Doing Hogan, brother.
I gotta
Jack
go
Dude,
Hogan on this one.
for life.
Here's how I look at it. Was it Hall and Nash? Or was it the addition of Hogan that made all the change in the world? Do you know what I mean? I think the outsiders on their own carried more
Change.
weight. So I'm going to go Freebirds.
Okay.
I don't know. I kind of kick back to the Cena thing. Hogan with his boas all the years and his yellow and red and All-American everything. And then, like, he was the original Cena heel turn when it went NWO. So I'm going to go with Hogan in this one, NWO. That might be nostalgic, but for me, but I also think that it was the original greatest good guy of all time turned bad guy.
Okay.
For me,
I guess Hogan's majority right now.
No, Hogan wins.
No,
Yeah, Hogan won it.
Is that the Hogan wins music?
Kind of ironic, isn't it? Last week we were all shitting on the guy. Now he's like got three guys into the
We
next
can go
round.
back to shitting on him. It's fine.
We're talking about a heel turn, not his real life heel turn.
No. I understand that, but it's ironic. I find it a little ironic. It's funny.
see,
I
I
mean,
was-
the timing is.
Yeah.
Which real life heel turn are we talking about?
I was gonna say
Make sure we
Freebirds.
got this right. Everybody, raise your hand if you said Hogan. 1, 2, 3.
See, that's what I
And
thought.
Okay, so it's
It's
3 to
a tie.
3.
Right.
So now
So
we've got
you,
too
Rusty.
many.
So what we can do a coin flip, quick,
Hey,
simple.
somebody in the chat pop in and say
I
Hogan
got to flip.
joined
I gotta flip.
show.
You don't trust me to flip it?
Freebird.
Hey, hang on. Nick,
They don't trust me.
Nick, damn it, Nick.
Let's say the outsiders didn't get to use Voodoo Child. They
No,
used their
just
own
Hogan.
special. They used their own special
Yeah.
mix that wasn't Rockhouse.
Oh, Jesus.
I was waiting for
I
you to
guess-
see that one, Joe.
So I guess Nick is voting for Hogan.
Nick,
He's never wrong.
Freebirds.
He's never wrong. So who? Nick, break the tie.
I mean, Hogan does have a son named Nick. Maybe that's him.
Again,
Nick got it. Oh,
Okay, so
joins
we'll give
NWO.
it to Hogan now.
Damn it.
Okay.
that works for me, brother.
That don't work for me, brother.
All right, so
tell
now
you
we
something,
got
brother Jack Dude.
2, 3,
You
4.
gotta pull the creative card here, brother.
Okay, we got 8. We got 8 matchup or not? We got 4 matchups with 8 heel turns left.
Okay.
The grade 8.
The Elite
After
Eight.
this, we go down to the final 4.
Okay.
Cena or the Mega Powers?
Oh,
You got lust in your eyes, yeah.
Yeah. Mega Powers.
Mega Powers, yeah.
yeah, got to be the Mega Powers.
Mega Powers.
I'm not even gonna say mine then.
I mean, I don't think there's a wrong answer this round.
For
but-
that one, no. Yeah, that's a good it's a good way to look at it. Except
All
for
right.
that one.
Okay, don't get mad. Y'all pick this. The screw job or the barbershop?
Oh.
Hey, person, no.
Is this the part where we remind everyone that that wasn't a heel turn at the barbershop, that the Coward Genetti dove through the window? Therefore, it's disqualified at this point, even though it made it into the third round.
Oh God, Rob.
I would have to say screw job just for what it carried afterwards, and screw
I
job.
mean, we're still talking about the screw job, but that's what we're using that for bases. So I would say screw job as well.
Ring
John
the
Michael
effing bell.
So
I mean, for crying out loud, they use it as an anniversary now. Every anniversary, they're doing something for it.
But if it wasn't for Sean throwing Genetti in the barbershop window, we wouldn't have had the screw job.
stop it, Mike.
So I'm
That's
going
true.
with Sean and Marty.
Oh,
They're
Mike,
gonna have to correct
how are
me
you
on that.
commenting and also in here at the same time? That's crazy. What's going on?
oh my God.
Hey, Rob, that guy who just commented, that's Mikey V.
I figured as such. He does have a name that's similar to Mike V.
Why is Joe commenting and I can hear his voice on my computer? That's crazy. He's not even in the room.
All right, so
It's
we got
kinda
two
like-
for the barbershop. CZ, what do you want?
Oh, that's really tough. First of all, Bear, I'm going to have to correct you. You said that Sean threw Marty through the window. No, like I said earlier, Marty Jannetty cowardly ran himself into that window. But
My bad. I was young when that happened. So
Hey,
you know.
listen, to be fair, if you ask Marty Jannetty about how it happened, that's probably what he would tell you to this day. Just listen. I'm not saying anything about. Yeah. Okay.
Historical. As much as I love the heel turn with Shawn Michaels in the barbershop window, I got to go with the screw job. It has so much more of a historical impact for me.
That's 2-1.
Screw job.
Screw job.
That's
Ring
3.
the fucking bell.
I don't.
4.
Yeah, it's screw job.
Good.
Joe's like, yeah.
Well, I'm
Again, there really isn't a wrong answer, but
Joe just said screw it.
a good point. Because without that throw, we wouldn't have got like.
What, Mike? What? What did he just say? What?
Oh damn!
Mike? Oh, listen. I don't want to tell you a story. I don't want to tell you a story about being in a bar in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, with Marty Jannetty and him landing in a fat chick there that night too. But whatever.
Ooh.
But it's
On that
Marty,
chick.
so what would you expect? So
I mean, he's the guy that went on a whole ranting Facebook post about wanting to have sex with someone who may or may not have been his daughter. But it's okay. It's okay. The test came back negative, so it's not incest or anything. So
Reminds me of a total Joe Dirt movie. You're my sister. You're my sister. God.
Okay. So the final one in the third round is Hogan joins NWO or Ole Anderson breaking Dusty's leg.
When in doubt.
I'm dissenting this time and saying for life.
So we got 1-1. Got Rob and Joe, 1 each. Okay, so we got 2 for the NWO and Hogan.
Hogan.
We got
Yeah,
2 for
NWO
Ole.
Hogan.
Hogan.
Oh,
Hogan.
Okay, so Hogan outwins it.
That's what I'm talking about, brother.
All right. So, wait, excuse me. We have one more. The Shield turn, Seth Rollins, or the Salmon Jacket.
Oh shit.
oh my
Bear.
damn.
Bear,
Mikey V's not happy with you, Bear.
No, I just give me a moment because this is hard. This is hard. I
can't believe you're saying this, but
Okay, I'll start it
Salmon
off.
Jacket.
I'm gonna go with the Shield only for the after effects of it all, and like we're saying, you know, they're still showing it, right? But I think they're showing it more so for the fact of Seth's current heel turn. But that being said, I'm gonna go with Seth.
Okay, it's 1 for Shield,
Seth.
2,
Shield.
Seth.
3, 4.
Just for the record, actual Mikey V and Timu Mikey V both said Shield.
So does that mean we've merged and become one Mikey V?
only thing I can say is thank y'all for not making me vote.
No, really, I thought y'all was going to pick the Salmon Jacket to win the whole thing.
Oh, I wouldn't have.
So now we're down to the final 4.
Oh, snap. It's getting real,
Hogan's
gentlemen.
in 3 of them, isn't he?
Mega Powers or the Screw Job?
Screw job.
Screw job.
Ring the
Screw
fucking
All
bell.
day. Easy one. Screw job.
Yeah.
Okay. Hogan or the Shield?
Oh shit.
For life.
Hogan.
I'm kind of glad you didn't pick Mega Powers because if y'all picked Hogan on this one, it'd be Hogan versus Hogan, and Hogan's going to win either way.
That ain't gonna work for me, brother.
That does, yeah. I think NWO. I think Hogan in this one. When we see a fat one, that's when we start making fun of the rest. That's when we're making fun of him.
Coming out your head for.
Shit.
Has anybody given Rusty a Ruskers yet? I'm just asking.
No, right.
Shit.
So sorry, Rusty, you kind of I lost it. Is NWO Hogan versus Mega Powers Hogan here?
No. We're at
Shield
Hogan or the
breakup.
Shield.
Oh, Hogan or the Shield? Seth.
I gotta go Seth too.
Hogan's
DZ, what'd you
impact
say
was.
earlier?
What's that?
What'd you say?
I just saying Hogan's impact was way more was bigger for me. I love Seth. It's a great heel turn, and I probably the most biased person in this room for Seth Rollins because he's in my backyard. He not literally, but I live in the area he lives in. I'm from the area he's from, but Hogan had much more of an impact on me than the Shield did.
Okay.
So that's 4-2.
I'm Hogan too.
All right, so Hogan moves on.
So screw job or NWO Hogan?
Now, hang on a second. Bear, did you go Hogan or did you go Seth?
Yeah, I went Hogan.
Okay.
He didn't sound happy about it, but
Hey,
No, I'm not.
Joe, clip that of Bear saying he went with Hogan and play that.
it depends on if I
All
want
right,
to
so-
watch WSN or not, Rusty.
So the final two is Hulk Hogan's NWO turn or the Montreal Screwjob.
Oh my God.
Screwjob.
God, I hate it.
I'm gonna have to
Screwjob.
say this: the Montreal Screwjob was real versus them planning for Hogan to turn.
Great point, Bear. But let me say this for the screw or for the NWO thing for Hogan. Hogan was not the plan from minute one. It was Eric Bischoff. So while it wasn't real like the screw job, like it wasn't the plan from day one. And for him to be like, okay, I'll do it last minute, kind of to me adds something to that.
Well, and it depends on who you listen to because they were originally, from what I gathered, they had Sting or Luger was
Right.
going to turn.
Yeah, that was
I know
the original
Sting, and I know Sting was at the end, Plan B, if because Hogan waffled until
Right.
Right.
the end of it.
But with the screw job, it changed the business
True.
so much.
Well, you can
So did
So did the NWO.
so did the
can argue
NWO.
the
Yes,
NWO.
absolutely.
A lot of these arguments can be like, at
'Cause
least the kayfabe part can be.
I could argue that the screw. I could argue that the NWO turn killed WCW, which changed the business forever. I could make a solid argument that's what started to kill WCW.
Well, and then in another argument, I can say that the NWO got where these mega groups are still around and still relevant with the Bullet Club. But again, to me, and this is just my opinion, it changed the business for how wrestlers got guaranteed contracts, how Brett, our first glimmer of I hate the world, Brett, because he hates Goldberg more than he hated Flair. You can name a bunch of people, and the business was look at how many people left the WWF because of that. It touched them so much. Rick Rude left. The Bulldog.
Anvil.
Mick
Jim
Foley,
the Anvil.
Mick Foley threatened to leave.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's still like 24 hours.
And Undertaker was very upset about it too.
yeah, and that's why I say, to me, it has the biggest impact. Now, again, this is not me just hating on Hogan, because that alone helped them give a run and actually defeat WWE for
How many weeks, Eric?
83 weeks.
83 weeks. So, I mean, it's big, but I just think the realism really sets in for me. That's why I'm going with that.
Okay, I agree with Bear. I'm going with the screw job as well, not because I am from Canada, but because of the impact that it had overall. It was a real life thing. It was a real shoot. You know, and again, I think the one thing that I take away from all this is how WCW screwed it up. Because you got to remember, Brett left that night with no contract. There was no 90-day clause. They should have brought him out that night the way they brought out the little midget Brett. Can I say midget?
Yeah,
sure.
Okay, thank you. Little person Brett out to the ring, you know, with Shawn Michaels. You know, they took the most out of what they could. WWE, I'm talking about. WCW should have had him on the first plane, the red eye to wherever they were that Monday morning, and he should have been on that show. Wait, was it almost 4 months before he came out?
It was a handful of weeks.
Like they did Luger at that
and
Mall
then
of America.
the impact of seeing Vince McMahon with that black eye.
Yeah.
That, I mean, shit. I've seen people have black eye. It looked like Brett must have hit him 8 times because half his face looked like it was about to fall off.
It looked like
Brett.
I don't think there's a wrong answer here.
Yeah, and then the other thing is when Brett turned and everything, is the internet wasn't that strong yet, so there weren't that many dirt sheets. So either you saw it live, and I just remember all of us like the next day, oh, this happened. You know what I mean? It's just that moment.
Yeah,
and I think because it was a shoot, right?
The shoot thing's
taking the screw job.
Screw job.
Screw job.
Out of the 32 of them, the screw job took everybody down.
Wow.
So, and I think what is great about this list and how it went down is it easily could have been another one being the top thing. It's just the matter of the matchup.
Yeah, that comment right there is my biggest problem with Brett winning this.
Dang it, Thomas.
Brett is, I think, maybe one of the biggest crybabies in professional wrestling.
Go back to
the problem with Brett, and this again, just my opinion. I'm a big fan of Bret Hart, but Brett took the business to be real. And let's be honest, we all know what the business is. And if you get consumed with the business and everything that it got to go a certain way and this is real and this, you turn bitter. Brett is getting worse than superstar Billy Graham.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because his work speaks for itself, but because he's so bitter and angry, it drops him levels to levels.
Yeah. Though my counter argument at a certain level for Brett's bitterness is like compared to a lot of workers who we see as bitter, like he has a bit more reason to be bitter because the business took his brother away. He got his head rocked like 3 weeks in a row that ultimately gave him a stroke on a motorcycle. You know, and then the screw job, which I mean, arguably, like the screw job would have happened if Brett played a little bit different ball. I mean, he's not the sole blame to it, but like. You know, he could have just went like, business is business. I'm leaving. F y'all. Go ahead and do what you want.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I thought, it both included Shawn Michaels. I honestly thought the barbershop was going to win it.
I think some of it really did come down to the matchups.
Yeah.
And if some
Yeah.
like things got like knocked out earlier or placed differently, like I mean, I figured Hogan, possibly Cena, Barbershop would all be Final Four.
Easy.
And
You know what? I have any of you guys met Brett?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a chance to meet him. He was a dick.
Okay, see, I had a different experience. I met him. I thought he was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
See, I've heard both. I hear with him, it really depends on the night. Some nights
That's
he's
what I was
amazing, and then another nights he's just there to get a paycheck.
He was here in our town 10 days ago. I think it was even last Saturday. He was here in Ashland. He was in Ashland, Kentucky, and of the 15 people I talked to that got to meet him that day, I'd met him before, but of the 15 people I talked to that met him that day, 10 was like he was short and very kind of snotty every time he spoke. Being regarded as one of the best to ever do it, because Joe, and I'm not sure who else is like, as far as is going to understand what I'm going to say, but Joe will. Brett, to me, is the best worker to ever lace up a pair of boots.
Absolutely.
Period.
I don't.
But he's the biggest crybaby ever. And yes, he has a reason to be bitter, Timu Mike. But everyone in this business has a I'm sorry, Rob. Everyone in this business has a reason to be bitter with the business at this point.
The problem I have with Bret here is simple. There's a couple. Ric Flair and Bret Hart are two guys that come to mind when I think they live the gimmick. They never stop living their gimmick, right? One's an alcoholic, the other one's a grumpy old man, right? The perfect odd couple. But with Bret is, the problem I have with him, he comes from a wrestling family. He should understand how the business works, right? And nothing is bigger than wrestling. I don't care who you are. So if they need to do a title change, then do the title change. What's wrong? You're leaving anyways, right? And his bitterness, it's just him, man. He can't change. He's just old and grumpy, and he still thinks he's a wrestling. Honestly, in that mentality, in that landscape.
Preach. I love it. Preach.
Just saying,
nobody's bigger than the business.
Nobody's bigger than the business. Nobody.
Never.
That's the thing.
Hey, tell that to Flair too.
But that's the thing to me. That's the biggest thing for me, and for a person, for me, being able to watch wrestling as long as I've watched it, I can truly understand why some wrestlers are bitter about what happened throughout through their career. Referees, everybody who put their blood, sweat, and tears in it, I can understand where you're coming from being upset. But here's the key to it: the business owed you nothing. You chose to put yourself in the business and work. So you need to understand that you're giving. The business really never hardly gives back.
The business gives back. The business gives back. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, the business is the business, right? That's the way I look at it. It's just, you either do business or go away.
Sorry, Sam. I'm bitter.
What happened?
What the fuck? What?
Joe thinks Joe's bitter.
All those actually, I did that. That was me.
You just want me to come out of retirement and kick your ass. That's what it is.
Well, come on, bring it, big boy. Come on, I want some of it. I want the smoke. Bring it. I love it. The bullies will bully your ass all over the ring all day long, every day, boy. Come on.
Listen,
I want the smoke.
Listen,
I got a question. I got a question for everybody. We did this round. What is everybody's top heel turn, in their opinion?
Ironically,
yeah, that's a good question.
I guess you put a gun to my head and made me choose, but really, like, in terms of, like, as a wrestling fan and how these things affected me, like watching wrestling going forward, it was Hogan. Hogan, Hogan. I mean, I wasn't that young watching Hogan turn heel, but I'd watched Hogan in my entire life practically, and to watch him compare everybody in that arena to the garbage that was thrown in the ring hurt 13-year-old Rob. Now I'm old and bitter. I mean that hurts.
So
without
this bracket, without this bracket, what would you say is the biggest heel turn that you think could have won?
Ooh,
Hogan hurt. Hogan hurt Timu Mike V.
Barbershop.
This Mikey V. Listen, if we're basing on personal opinion, if Bear's asking the personal opinion, the one that affected us the most, coming from a guy that absolutely worshipped the ground that Stone Cold Steve Austin walked on.
I know what you're going to say.
Damn it, Stone Cold, man. I mean, standing shoulder to shoulder with Vince McMahon. No, that is not what my love of wrestling was built on. It was hitting that man in the head with a piss pan. It was making him piss his pants. It was taking a beer truck and roll him over with a water hose full of beer. Not standing next to him so you can win the title one more time. No. That's the one that still affects me. I'm 44 and I'm still this mad about it. That's the one that gets me right there.
When Austin pulled a Hogan.
So, Seth, what is yours?
Honestly, we've talked about this one before on another show. I remember, and I go back to it just because I love the Road Warriors. And it wasn't even on this list. The Road Warriors turning on Dusty.
Yes.
Oh my God.
In that six-man tag?
They said that they got Dusty fired.
Yeah.
Loved it. That for me, again, that's what stands out the most always for me. I love that. That was my favorite.
It was close to getting added. It was just so hard to.
Oh, there's so much.
32 of them.
I jumped in late. Did my Stone Cold one make the list? Was it in there?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It was.
But we shat all over it.
No, I think it was Rollins the first round against Rollins.
Really?
Yes.
The first round exit? Damn. Being a Kentucky fan, being out of the first round the last couple of years, and Stone Cold getting knocked out in the first round, man. Kick me while I'm down.
Hold on, man.
All right.
Hold on, man. Let me find it.
Rusty, you just had your
Joe and Brox with Kevin Owens would make it a great six-man
Jericho beat out.
No, we won't.
Stone Cold and Vince.
Oh, okay.
The festival. Knocked out.
Look at there. Oh,
what's going on, Unc?
Unc knows what's up. He got me. He knows what's up.
Unc just got off.
So, CZ, you've been quiet. What would you pick as your best?
That's so hard. I've just been mulling over what I would pick because there's so many that impacted me as a wrestling fan. You know, I look at what the examples everybody has already said. They're all fantastic. God, that's tough. I gotta go with Hogan and the NWO. But can I give an honorable mention to one that wasn't on the list?
It don't have to be on this list.
No, I know. But Hogan's impact for me was huge.
It's your person.
But honorable mention when Jericho threw Shawn Michaels into the Jeritron 2000. That hurt my heart.
Shout out to TV Mike. Did you put that up there, Joe? Please tell me you did. Listen, me and Unc would be fun on a show together. I'm gonna tell you right now, me and Unc would get it. I'm telling you, we'd have a good time.
Joe, what about you?
I said barbershop window, but that Austin one's a very close second because I was like Brox. I was a kid that walked around Austin walked on. And just to see him shake hands with Vince, like, why would the biggest hero side with his biggest enemy? Like, if they incorporated it somehow, like with kind of like what they did later on with the Alliance, which was terrible. There was a lot of, but like something like that I can see, but it didn't make sense what should have happened. And like Austin even said it himself, I should have just stunned Vince right now.
Yep.
Can I mention one? Can I mention one more funny one? Just one more. One more.
All right.
Just one more. One that was underrated, and if it made this list, I'm sorry. Again, I got in late. But the Godfather going from the Godfather to the Good Father was freaking ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was stupid. It was if that made this list, that might have won for me all the way down. You take the Godfather away from the hose and put him in the Good Father with the right to censor. Shut up.
I have it on good authority. He absolutely hated that gimmick.
Shit, I thought of one. Kane turning heel after he unmasked on RVD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. I just thought Strikeforce imploding as well. Like it probably wouldn't have made it out of the first round, but man, of course I'm.
How about this one? I mean, more recently, the double heel turn. Paul Heyman.
Oh
versus
yeah.
CM Punk. Yeah. Then to Roman Reigns. I don't know. Like it's like that's.
Like I thought that was a face turn.
Well, first it came off as a heel turn, then it came off because I mean he turned on Punk first, right?
Right.
That's a face turn.
So that would be a heel turn.
Brother.
Fair enough. And then the double, like even deeper heel turn when he did it on Roman.
Well, Rusty, since you're the host, what is yours?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go with Bear on mine. The one that sucked me in and was the Mark Henry. I mean, I know there's a lot, but that one really sucked me in. I thought he really was retiring.
Whoa, easy. I know it's late now, but damn, come on.
Yeah. For me, my personal one, and it's gonna be crazy, but it was Barry Windham turning on Lex. And it was because at the time you did not see the Horsemen get upstage, not often. And it looked like they had them on the ropes. It's like, oh, we're about to get rid of the Horsemen. And damn Barry. And what some people don't talk about enough is how J.J. Dillon was in there. I told you he wasn't going to be there, didn't I? I told you he wasn't going to be there when you needed him.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then he destroyed him. And just to see Luger go down like that, and Barry just turned his back when they got out the ring, and he just threw up that. And then on top of that, the Midnight Rider went into the dressing room and they beat the living hell out of Dusty Rhodes and even got his mask. They never went to the locker rooms. Never. And they stole it. It for me as a kid, I was damn near crying because of how much I knew the game had changed with Barry being a part of the Horsemen. And look what happened afterwards. All 4 men carried championship gold at the same time.
Arguably the strongest formation of the Horsemen.
Exactly. Yeah. And as a kid, I hated it. But as I got older and realized what it was, it's like, man, that was one of the greatest moves ever.
You guys remember when the Horsemen beat up Magnum TA at the gas station?
Yes.
Yep.
Poor bastard was trying to get gas.
Yeah, that one was almost as bad as, I'll tell you a really good heel turn that's not been mentioned yet is Rusty on plus size referees.
Oh my god.
That heel turn, Mikey B, where you at? Get with me on it. Not teaming Mikey B. Real Mikey B. Get with me on
we've
it.
already established that going after refs is a face turn in my eyes, brother.
Rusty, I love you, buddy. You're my favorite. Well, Mikey, even than you.
All right, brothers,
always second.
Brothers, I got to step out. It's only 7:45 here, so I got to go have dinner. It's been a slice.
All right.
Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
Catch me on Sap and Chats. We do boxing and wrestling. I love you guys. See you soon.
See you, buddy.
Take it easy,
Hey,
Scott.
buddy.
All right, so I'm gonna ask y'all one more question real quick. Did y'all enjoy this bracket?
Yeah.
Heck yeah,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
fun. That was fun.
As y'all sitting there talking, I thought of something else that I'm gonna make a bracket of, and so when I come up with that, I will let you know.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Well, Rusty, you did a great job hosting the show tonight, man. That was
Absolutely. I'm
Yes.
glad I gave you the idea to have this bracket, man.
Oh,
You're doing a great job. It was so good, man. So good. I'm glad I gave you the idea.
So,
Timu,
What?
Joe, calm down.
but no, I'm seriously glad y'all really enjoyed going through that bracket, and
Yeah.
You
it
killed
was
it, Rusty.
good discussion with everybody, and that I kind of think that's what symbolizes the No Sell Roundtable, just good conversations and just
Oh, yeah.
enjoying
Absolutely.
it.
Heck yeah. And Rob changed his name to Timu Mikey V. I'm in.
That wasn't me.
I'm 100% in. Oh, you didn't do it? Well, I'm out
No.
then. You're an asshole. I'm kidding.
Hey, but Rob, on Sunday mornings on the WSN Facebook page, Mike puts out a top wrestling news and top 10. Go watch it.
Yeah. Well, the top 10 are actually is Friday at
Yeah, I'm
8.
proud of you.
But
Yeah.
this week there was a little mix up, and it's going to be this Saturday. So check it
Yeah.
out. You get Mikey V Saturday and Sunday.
Listen.
And since we throwing plugs out there,
Or Mikey V, if you're there, click the link and jump on real quick.
yes, sir. And me and the Blade will be watching Backlash live. So make sure y'all tune in with us. Pop in, and we're gonna have fun with it like we usually do.
And that's going to be on the website, so y'all can
Yes.
stream it, correct?
Yeah, well, it's gonna be on the website and the app. So
And that's the WrestlingSociety.com.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
We have so much stuff. We have so many things to go on around. It's so cool. Like I just went over the board on it on my show Wednesday about how much everything on this app is just, everybody's got something great going on. The app is awesome and what we got going on. So I'm so freaking proud of this. I love it.
I didn't catch your whole show, but I caught most of it. Good first show the other day.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank you. I'm working. I will see my guest for Wednesday tomorrow and confirm with him for sure. But I don't know if you guys know who Dylan McQueen is.
no.
He'll be on my show tomorrow. I got him booked for a show here. I'm going to ask him to be on my podcast on Wednesday. Dylan McQueen, if you don't know, you need to. He's amazing.
Dylan McQueen is awesome. So, of course, when you don't need a backup, thanks.
Jump on, Joe. You're welcome anytime, brother. I loved having you there tonight. Get jump on in.
All right, Joe. I'm going to turn everything back over to you now.
All right. Well, go ahead, everybody. This section of the show, go ahead and plug where you all at. Unless CZ, do you have anything to add this week?
No, I don't have any. This was a great show.
You know what? I want to give kudos to you over at Card Subject Exchange. You were able to interview live Lash LaRue, the Bangers, and Buff Bagwell, all within like a hour span. So give them a big round of applause for doing it. That was freaking amazing, man.
That was a lot of fun. I have to thank our friend Ricky Lee, who runs the Sandra Lee Memorial Car Show, for giving us that opportunity. He let us interview the wrestlers last year, but we didn't have the capacity to do it live. doing it live and having them on was fantastic and something I'm never going to forget.
But especially Mosh coming in.
Yeah. That was
Just wandered off and come back.
Yeah,
we finished up talking to the Headbangers, and we were waiting until Buff was available because Buff was our main event, so to speak. And Mosh just comes over. I watch him come over. Like, what the hell is going on? He sits down. You guys are live, right? Yeah. Hell yeah! I'm gonna sit and talk with you a little more. So we did another 10 minutes with Mosh. That was fantastic.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job, brother. Great job, Nick. If you're watching, great job. And don't forget the steak and the sizzle. You can catch them on
Steak and the scissors.
Steak and the scissors.
My bad. The steak and the scissors on Cards Subject to Change. You can find everyone else basically except for Timu Mike V on the Wrestling Society Network.
But we also have to remember that Timu Mike V here was the Rock that held together the Sandra Lee Memorial Car Show podcast. As I was the warm up guest.
Well, Rob, tell some people where they can find you.
When not being dragged upon a live broadcast of Card Subject to Change, I drop the Confusion Wrestling podcast every week, every Friday morning, wherever you get your podcasts. We are the last bastion of independent wrestling. We give shout out to independent promotions. This week, I sat down with Skylar Sparks, NWA WLW ladies champion. So we talk about World League Wrestling, her connection to. It turns out she's been practically raised by that company. So it's a really good interview. But you can find that wherever you get your podcast, Confusion Wrestling Podcast.
Nice. And you can basically the other three I've already spit. You can find them at, especially knock off Joe Monroe over here. But you can find me. I'm going to be on YouTube trying to get more stuff out there. I am, for the roundtable, I'm going to spoil what the last Friday is going to be about because we're going to have a very special guest that Bear recently had on his show this past week. We're going to be talking about his trainer, Manny Fernandez. So that's going to be a really good subject there. And we're also going to talk about that special guest's career as well, and just a lot of other stuff. We never know what the hell we're going to talk about here. Next week, DZ, I can, if you don't have the money, I will let you pay for it. But Queen of the Ring has recently came out on digital. So anybody who wants film biopic, we're going to be looking at that next week. Again, anybody has an open invitation to come join us. We're going to talk about it and talk about why this one was just a little bit important than Iron Claw, to see how accurate it is. I can't judge right now because I haven't yet. I'm actually going to go do that here in just a minute. So until next time, I'm Joe Monroe or the Timu Broxboulder, which I don't care. And as always, with me, go ahead, CZ. I'm not calling you that.
The overbooker.
The overbooker.
Brother.
Oh, man. Shut up and enjoy pro wrestling.
That's right. If you're shut the hell up and just enjoy professional wrestling, or I'm
especially you, Brett.
Freaking crybaby.
If you don't, I'm going to have to send Brox and Titan Troy to your house, and they may not fight. Try to, well, whatever they do.
We'll find them.
Oh, dear.
We'll find them.
I'm ending this before we travel. All right, folks, have a great night. We'll see you next.